here, that we do need constant reassurance. That we do like to hear people say, you're actually doing something useful, sport, and we're happy that you're doing it. So I do thank you for bringing your team out here, and I'm just do whatever I can and hope that you get the support that you actually need, because what you're doing is going to be timeless in the requirement for it to be constantly reiterated, refined, and the rest of it. And we of course have been basically talking about just one small aspect of the work you do, that I suspect it's going to be the effect of this virus is going to impinge on pretty well everything else you do.
Sure, absolutely. Apart from the longer-term medical problems, it influences the way you think about science, the way you develop scientific projects. I mean, we do a lot of work on nutrition, so it's quite one of the things that's that we put that sort of bit on the back burner while being in COVID, but haven't stopped it. But one of the things that comes up in some of our work is we study biochemical pathways, which we think are associated with some of the long-term neurological effects of disease, that you might be able to mitigate using changed diets, which change the biochemical pathways. So, to me, that brings research full circle. You go from an infectious disease, trying to understand how it works, and then think, how do you mitigate that without necessarily using drugs, but using potential dietary interventions? And we are trying to set that up now, and that's the sort of thing you can only do in a phenome centre, which has this very broad span of research and capability. I mean, I must say that the lab is fantastic. It is one of the world's best laboratories of its type, but it's the people that make the lab. Yes. And we brought in a startup team from Imperial College who are superb, but we're now building the Western Australian part up and the rest of Australia too. So the lab is growing, and the sort of work we do is can underpin biotechnology development, diagnostics development, and what we're hoping in the future is that some of the work, not just COVID but other work, will actually help the financial and economic development of Western Australia, because we can bring in new types of technology that haven't existed here before and open new markets which be particularly relevant to the Far East, etc. So it's a fantastic opportunity that we have here. It's really strange that our first major project was COVID-19. I mean, it's a real cracker to start off on. But because it's such an important problem, we pressed the throttle hard, and the lab has accelerated and is at a stage that it wouldn't have been at in terms of development without COVID-19. So it's an ill wind that blows nobody any good.
That is a fantastic way to end this conversation. Thank you very much, Jeremy.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
You've been listening to Conversations at Government House, featuring interviews by the Governor of Western Australia, the Honourable Kim Beazley AC. For more episodes and chats with some wonderful West Australians and special guests, please remember to like and subscribe to the show in Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, or wherever you get your podcasts.